I've worked with CEOs who were not always healthy with their people. So a lot of people had burnout. A lot of people had to recover from some truly awful experiences. I was able to rebuild that trust and then be like, no, you need to take care of yourself. So what can we do to facilitate you taking care of yourself? Oh, okay. How's your mom doing? Oh, yeah, my mom was in the hospital. I needed to do this. I'm like, cool. Why don't you just like go and take some time to do something fun this week? And like, you have time to get that done. Don't worry. And just giving people that permission to be like, it's all going to work out. It's going to be okay. I'm here if you need it. And then checking in on them if you know something's going on. This seems so simple, but so many people don't do it. They're just like, oh, they're good. They're adults. They can go, they'll let me know if something's going on. And I'm like, no, they won't.
Nope.
They won't. I had one client, this was a couple of years ago, and someone had left the team. She was actually just going on bigger and better things type of thing. And I checked in with her at the end of it. Of course, there was like an exit form and everything, but I was like, hey, I really want to be like, let's be honest right now. You're leaving. So obviously there was never any fear, but I know that when people leave, there's like a definitely no fear. I was like, I honestly want to know, was there anything, whether it was me, anyone else on the team, anything with the systems, anything, let's just audit for a second if you're okay with that. And she was like, yeah. She goes, I'm going to be really honest. I didn't want to work with the CEO. There was this situation where she was like, she expected so much more. And she was like, oh, well, you can just come to me whenever. And she was like, but I didn't feel that from her. She said it, but I didn't feel it. And I went to the CEO and I was like, she was not happy. She did not want to work with you. And I will point blank tell people this. Like, I'm not afraid to do that. And they're like, oh, well, then she should have said something and did it. I was like, no. You should have facilitated that. You are the leader. We are all adults, yes, and they do need to be able to come to you. But if you're not facilitating a culture where you actually seem like you care, and it can't just be like, oh, well, I care. I talk about this thing where I care. And it's like, yeah, but do you know what's going on with her dad? Did you know that she had surgery scheduled next month? Did you know that she had a hysterectomy? Did you know that he just lost his mom? Like, it's just people. Like you need to actually care about the people around you. Right now, there's a lot of things shifting with being an entrepreneur, with just work from home, with cultures in general. And people aren't taking it anymore. Like if they're not satisfied at work, they're gone.
Yep.
And it's not about like, oh, well, I can't just give them the reins or whatever it is. But there's certain rhetoric that's going around right now where it's like, oh, if you don't like work-life balance, well, probably shouldn't come here. And I'm like, that's not very innovative. Like if you don't know how to do work-life balance, go hire somebody that knows how to do it. There are entire people who know how to build this into cultures, and just ask who, not how. It's Benjamin Hardy, right? Who has done this?
I'm reading that right now.
Such a good book.
Literally right now.
Love Benjamin Hardy. He's like one of my favorite authors. And it's like, if you don't know how to facilitate that in a culture, or if you don't know how to, figure out, okay, well, what is work-life balance? How do I add that in? It's like, okay, well, who has done this before? Let me just go talk with them. Let me have a 30-minute conversation. Let me hire them, whatever it is. And figure that out. Because if you're a millionaire, not even a billionaire, you're a millionaire. If you're a billionaire, you better have figured this out by now. If you are a millionaire and you have a company and you have a culture and you have more, like anybody working for you, you need to figure out work-life balance. And I don't just mean like, oh, well, they need to be the same. That's not what I'm meaning. It's an integration experience. It's looking at, am I feeding my people the way that they are feeding my business? Because there are so many entrepreneurs right now that are like, not my problem. And I'm like, it is a problem. And you saying, oh, well, I can't figure out work-life balance, or like, oh yeah, that's just not going to happen in my company or whatever it is, because they need to grind and put their head down. I'm like, you're not an innovative leader if you say that. You're very ineffective, actually, because this is a very real thing in cultures. And we are in a society now where we have access to technology, where we don't need to go work for somebody else. We can make our own money. And when people have options, they don't have to work for you. So they're choosing companies where companies actually give a damn, where the culture is fun to work in, where they love their team members, where they can passionately put effort into whatever it is they're building. And they will do that. People, when they are passionate about things, they will put their nose down. They will just bang out whatever it is. And how fulfilled they feel is amazing. But it's like, if you're already telling them from the get-go, better just not get used to that. It's like, you're not setting up a culture that's actually effective. You're being very ineffective as a leader.
If you're talking to somebody that's a leader right now that might be listening to this, what is something that they can easily remember when stepping foot into the office tomorrow to ensure that they're treating people appropriately based off of what we just talked about?
I always say, like, just don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Just don't be a dick. Like, it's really not that hard. That's one thing. One of my integrity statements, like the last one, is like, just don't be a dick.
That's helpful. And something I'm thinking about also is they don't treat everyone like that. There's people in their lives that they care about. They want to know more about them. And I think that there's a block for some reason to where they choose not to treat everyone that way. There's like it's a limiting belief. Maybe it's a trust thing. Like, oh, what's the point in really investing in these people if they can just get up and leave tomorrow?
I mean, investing in these people will make them not get up and leave tomorrow.
But for some reason,
yeah, but like
subconscious is telling them otherwise.
Yeah, part of me thinks that's like old. Part of it's like old rhetoric from just like how our parents were raised, and it is starting to die off now because we're seeing so many of the changes. But like, I think that if I've just never had that thought. I think whenever I have worked with someone, I'm like, I want them to be satisfied. Like, why would I not want that? And maybe that's the question that leaders need to ask themselves. Is like, why wouldn't I want my people to be satisfied?
What are some of the reasons that they gave you? I don't know. You probably don't ask them that question, right? That'll be an obscure question. But maybe excuses to where, oh, I never thought of it like that. Or, anything along those lines. What do they say?
Oh, I don't have time for that.
Time. Okay.
Which, I mean, if you're making a ton of money, you do. And if you don't have time, you really need to look at what's happening for you to not have time.
Yeah.
Like, there's like 4 different types of freedom, and time freedom is one of them. And if you have money, you can make time freedom. And if you can't, it means you need to look at the systems and the processes and the ways that you have things set up to be able to create more time freedom. I think that another reason why people don't, like leaders, if I can call them that, don't look at that is because it's inconvenient and it's very comfortable where they are, where people are making money for them. And it's like, you need to inconvenience yourself a little bit because people are like, oh yeah, I'm going to leave a legacy, and I'm going to leave this thing where I'm always going to be known for this person who made all this money and everything. And I'm like, you making money does not make you a leader. It means you know how to make money at this thing that you made money at. That doesn't mean that you're a leader. And it's very comfortable where they are for them to not have to look at things because they've relied on people needing a job or needing a paycheck or not saying something, not being told something about themselves because people don't want to like piss them off or whatever it is. And it's like, you need to get really real with the effect, like cause the effect that you're going to have on the world.
Let's say I'm talking to you about this for the first time and I go, but why? Do I really have to? Why?
I mean, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as somebody that changed the world, that, I made a lot of money and I made an impact on the world.
What kind of impact?
I really want to help the people, the African cultures that might not be able to get water.
Okay. Well, how are you giving water to the people who are working for you first?
Gosh, I'm not. I come to work, I say hello, and everybody gets to work and goes home afterwards.
Yeah. How much do you know about them? The people that work for you?
I don't really know anything about them, actually.
Right. So we need to start there.
But I'm busy.
Okay.
Busy. I don't have enough time.
Cool. So we need to hire someone to take the things off that are making you busy, because busy doesn't mean productive. Busy means that there's probably things on your schedule that you think you need to be doing when you actually don't need to be doing. So we should hire somebody to take those things off your plate that you're probably holding on to that you don't need to. Focus a little bit of your effort onto watering your people, onto getting to know your people. Because if you say you want to make an impact, well, do you want to make a positive impact or a negative impact? Do you want to make an impact with people that are African cultures? But I'm like, but what about your culture at home? You can't give it to them, but not give it to your people. That's hypocritical, and that's out of integrity so much. And so if you're busy, let's look at what's making you busy and then cut the fat and figure out, okay, well, we need to hire somebody. Do we need to systematize this? Do we need to let go of control a little bit? What is actually requiring your effort? And then can we actually build that in? Because if we're talking about visions and where we want this company to go and all of these things, we need to really think, okay, well, I want to be able to give back to African tribes, like this example that you're saying. It's like, okay, amazing. Well, you can't do that right now because you're so busy, right?
Yeah.
So we got to figure out what's making you busy. And if you have time for that, then you have time for your people.
So you're telling me that if I invest more time in my people, really getting to know them and seeing how I can help, that everything else is going to get better from there?
I think that if you invest time and genuine energy in people, and you have the right people around you, yes, everything does get better. You have loyalty. People will stick around for you. And even if they don't stick around for you because maybe it happens in their life and they have to go elsewhere or whatever it is, they're always going to remember that you are an amazing boss. And then they'll refer you to whoever that maybe they know somebody that will work for you. My first boss right out of college, I am still friends with him to this day because we went into the trenches together in a really awful corporate experience, which was a bad culture. And the reason why we're still friends and the reason why I would work for him again, I would at any point, he's like, hey, I have a job for you. I might be like, yeah, cool, amazing. Like, let's go, because I know him, because he went to the mat for me and I went to the mat for him. Because that loyalty for like true heart-centered people, that bridge like creates a bridge that for decades it can be, and it will never forget. Even if I never talk to him again, which I won't because he's now one of my best friends for like over a decade, I will never forget what he did for me and how he went to the mat for me. And so anytime he needed anything, I'm like, cool, I know somebody, or I'll be there, or, you know, just give me some time. Yep, 1000%. I'll come to your house for this. Absolutely. Because that's how you build true connection.